Hello students, welcome back to the channel. In this today's video, we'll be talking about the seventh chapter, that is evolution in second PUC biology. This chapter carries 5 marks and I'll be talking about all the concepts wise marks. So the first tabular column which you're seeing, it is only for knowledge purpose, nothing would be asked in your examination. The next diagram, Urey and Miller experiment. Yes, this is very important and it can be asked for 3 marks or 5 marks directly. It can be asked to just draw the diagram and sometimes to explain the diagram. Moving on to the next part, theories of evolution, not much according to this passage, but yes, you would be talking about a challenged by Charles Darwin. So which was the theory which was challenged by Charles Darwin, and then you will also have to, it will also be asked about this Alfred Wallace working in Malay. So all these points which can be asked from this paragraph. Moving on to evidence of evolution, not much of from this as a complete answer, but yes, part by part it will be asked, because homologous organ, the definition, analogous organ, the definition, or the divergent evolution or the convergent evolutions, definitions can be asked. And adaptive melanism, yes, this is a definite question to be asked for 3 marks, or it can be asked for 5 marks. 3 marks, you can only give the explanation to it, that what all happened because of the adaptive melanism. But for 5 marks, you have to draw the diagram of the moth. Moth which is dark and moth which is white in color. So you have to give a depiction by the help of diagram. Moving on to adaptive radiation, yes, this is very important. The story that where the Darwin went to Galapagos Island, the complete process, how did he know the adaptive radiation, that can be written in the examination for 3 marks. And they will also ask for an example for adaptive radiation, or the definition of adaptive radiation can be asked. Moving on to the next part, that is branching, descent, and natural selection. Not much about this, because the natural selection is the example which is given for giraffe or snake or the crocodile. That explanation or that process will not be asked in the examination. Moving on to mechanism of evolution, yes, a part of it would be asked, not a complete paragraph, because here you would be asked for the definition for saltation, and sometimes it will be asked for the Hugo de Veras, based on his work on evening primrose, suggested that variation occur due to mutation. So they would be asked like, who suggested that variation could occur due to mutation. Like these few questions or 1 or 2 questions can be asked from this paragraph. Moving on to Hardy-Weinberg principle, yes, this is definitely a question for maybe not for the complete question would be asked always, but the equation will be asked. So this is the equation for Hardy-Weinberg principle, and not generally, but sometimes the complete process would be asked for 3 or 5 marks. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is affected by, yes, the 5 points will be asked for 2 marks or 2.5 marks, so that the complete points you can list out, or sometimes even for explanation of each point can be asked. Moving on to the next paragraph here, yes, the founder effect definition would be asked. And here the evolution of plants and animal, nothing much to be asked in the examination, it is only for your knowledge. Evolution of animals, yes, not much of the question would be asked from this, but again, it can be asked as 1 or 2 questions if it is a difficult paper. Next, moving on to origin of evolution of man. Yes, this is definitely a question. How it will be asked? It can be asked where to write the characteristics of the Dryopithecus or Ramapithecus or Homo erectus or Neanderthal or Homo sapiens, like that. Or they might ask the year of it. They might ask the year of Homo erectus. Then you have to write it as 1.5 million years ago. or they might ask for the brain capacity of it. Brain capacity means you have to write 900 cranial capacity. So this is how the question can be asked from this tabular column. This tabular column, every point and every information is very important, because this is where major of the questions can be asked. So that is it about this chapter. I hope you would understand how the question would be asked and the twisted question. See it in the description where all those repeated questions would be given there. And I hope you can prepare well for your exams. All the best.